So just I was trying to go to my normal schedule and start comparing credit cards again and update finally my hotels and airline credit card videos. A world had to start, of course. Hi guys and welcome to the channel. If this is your first time to the channel, we're talking about credit cards, points, finances, and travel. If this is something that interests you, please like this video, subscribe. If you have any questions or comments, leave them down below. I will get back to you as soon as I can. Guys, every like, every subscribe really helps me to continue doing all this research. You don't have to. Thank you. I was really planning, after all the family left, after going back to my normal boring schedule with just work, school, and taking care of my little one. That's not a boring part. I was planning to make some comparisons between credit cards, but yeah, a war started last week, and I'm not gonna go into the politics of it, but the important for you and I that has immediate effect in our lives is inflation. I have some videos from the past talking about inflation and talking how a 7% inflation that was announced at the beginning of this year had a big impact on your finances. 7% means you're 7% less capable to buy something because salaries don't follow inflation. They follow when it's 2-3%, but when it's 7%, who in the right mind expect to get 7% increase on their salary this year? I certainly don't. I mentioned in the past credit cards as a great way of trying to fight the inflation. An average decent credit card nowadays can give you 3 to 5%. So on average 4%. So that 7% is really 3% if you know how to use those points and the credit cards. But this is only if you only use those credit cards for everyday expenses, you don't have any debts, and this way you're good. I had the survey last week asking you guys if you have any credit card debt, and I was very happy to see that half of you didn't have any. Half of you did, and a quarter of you had over $5,000. Now, this might be a problem. You see, the way you have that debt settled and scheduled might impact you even further. When I owed to my American Express credit cards $6,000, they sent me a letter and they broke down everything on my debt. And they said that to pay off that $6,000 and making a minimum payment on that credit card, it would take me 11 years and over $12,000 to pay off that $6,000 amount. And yeah, I was in a position where I could only pay the minimum payment at the time, and that was really depressing. I would pay over double the money I borrowed, and I would spend 11 years doing that. So if your setup is to pay off your credit card debt with minimum payments, you might run into issues now, because 7% of inflation was announced at the beginning of this year, and mainly it was due to the pandemic. Now we have a war, and Russia is probably the biggest producer of gas and oil in the world, and one of the biggest producers of crops in the world. Inflation on energy never stays in energy alone. You need energy to produce food. You need energy to produce your iPhones. You need energy to light your house. You need energy for everything. So it's not gonna stay only in energy. There's a good chance, I've heard numerous analysis lately, talking that they expect a barrel of oil to go close to $300 if this continues for too long. So if that happens, that means everything is gonna triple, if not more. And I would say the chances of it continuing being crazy like this are relatively slim. It's not good for anyone, but at the same time, you never know. If I was you, the main thing I would do is try to concentrate in the next month and 2 months just paying off debt. If you're watching this channel and channels of this kind, you know that regardless of all the benefits a credit card might give you, if you have any sort of debt, you are losing money. What good does it do to get 3, 4, 5% back when you have to pay 15 to 25% on APR a year to your credit card. And if your setup is to pay off the minimum payment, if everything gets expensive, you will have less ability to do that. And you might run into issues of not be able to pay that minimum payment. A great way to pay off credit card debt without having the money to do so is to get other credit cards. And I'm not talking just rolling credit card debt to another credit card with zero APR for 18 months. This is not the route I took when I had credit card debt. I wanted to feel the pain. Now, I understand there might be cases where that's not good for you and your finances. So in that case, if this is your last resource, do it. But you have to feel the pain. So instead of me rolling the debt into other credit cards, I just opened more credit cards. I got sign-up bonuses, and I used the sign-up bonuses to pay off regular bills and released some cash to pay towards those credit cards. And I paid about $2,000 out of that $6,000 debt by doing that with Chase credit cards. Using credit card bonuses to pay off debt is a great idea. It's something that I've done in the past, but it takes time. And if you don't have the bills set up this way that you can use your credit cards, you might run into issues. And in those cases, you might have to have your partner open up those credit cards for you, somebody that you trust. But in any case, I think that it's a great solution. It's not the best way to spend your points, obviously, but tough times, tough decisions. Guys, this is important. Getting into a crisis with zero debt, not only you sleep better on the good times, but on the crisis times, you sleep even better. At least you have the comfort of zero debt. Let me know what you guys think. Do you have any credit card debt? And if you do, are you planning to pay it off? Thank you so much for watching. Until the next one. Ciao.